In a parallel circuit, or a portion of a parallel circuit, the pressure difference across the various parallel resistors is the same. Thus, for circuits with multiple resistors, identical resistance values yield identical currents. These two round bulbs are in parallel. That top portion of the circuit is touching the high pressure red positive terminal of the battery, so all of those are high pressure red. This lower portion of the circuit is touching the negative terminal of the battery, which is low pressure blue. You can see that we have the same type of bulb, both round. All round bulbs have about the same resistance, and since the pressure difference, namely red to blue, across both of those round bulbs is the same, then we will get the same current through each of those bulbs. Incidentally, the number of arrow tails going through the battery would be 4. If we have 2 arrow tails going through this round bulb, 2 arrow tails going through this round bulb, you can imagine the 2 arrow tails, 2 arrow tails, 2 arrow tails. Then at this junction right here, they're going to come together to yield 4 arrow tails, 4 arrow tails, 4 arrow tails, 4 arrow tails, and then they'll split evenly, 2 coming down and 2 going through that round bulb. Similarly, different resistance values yield different currents. If we have a long bulb and a round bulb in parallel, the long bulb has more resistance, the round bulb has less. So if we color our wires with electric pressures, we can see that we have the same push, the same pressure difference across both of these bulbs, but a long bulb has more resistance. Therefore, for the same oomph, for the same push, you're going to get less charge through a higher resistance long bulb, and you'll get more charge through a lower resistance round bulb. And again, I've arbitrarily chosen the number of arrow tails here to be 4 through the battery, 1 through the long bulb, and 3 through the round bulb. It would be wrong to say that we would have 2 arrow tails through each bulb, because those bulbs have different resistances. Similarly here, if we color the wires where we can, we know that the section of the circuit that I've labeled A must all have the same electric pressure, and that it must be lower than red. The section labeled B must have a higher electric pressure than blue, and it must all be the same, which means that the pressure difference across the long bulb is the same as the pressure difference across the round bulb. Whatever the color, whatever the electric pressure of portion A and portion B are, the point is that the pressure difference across the long and the pressure difference across the round are the same, and therefore, for whatever arrow tails are going through our circuit, we would expect more arrow tails through this round bulb than through this long. And hopefully you can see here, if we have 3 arrow tails going through the battery, we must have 3 arrow tails going through the round bulb. Then those arrow tails have to split, and they don't split evenly. More will go the way of the less resistance, and less will go the way of more resistance. Then they'll join up again at this junction and give us 3 arrow tails, just like we see. The pressure difference is the same for resistors in parallel. If the parallel resistors have the same resistance, then the current through them will be the same. If they have different resistances, then the current will be less going through resistors with higher resistances, and more through those with lower resistances.